Hey, Joe. Did you ever find out who your dad was?
No.
Or could you have been adopted?
Maybe. I'll find out when I graduate college.
By a man of a different skin color?
Hey.
I think your dad might be Orville Redenbacher.
I'm white. Orville Redenbacher is like
Orville
even
Redenbacher
whiter.
Is popcorn, and it's fucking yellow, idiot. Welcome to the Joe and Shob Show, everybody. How are you?
You said the man. You said... never mind. You said Orville Redenbacher, the man.
We had quite the vicious week of wrestling. It was crazy. Actually, I don't know. It was debatable. It was crazy. We're going to pretend it was crazy. It was insane. We've never had a week of wrestling this crazy in the history of the Joe and Shob Show. You agree with that, Joe?
I agree. You know what? We've never had a week this crazy. We got families being brought together.
I don't know.
We have Shane McMahon crashing in helicopters.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
We have Paige being charged with domestic assault.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we have Brock Lesnar potentially leaving. We have, and everything else.
Yeah, so we got the show packed for you. It honestly will probably be talking mostly about news.
It looks like it's a news week. Yeah, it looks like it's
a news week. Here this week on the Joe and Shob Show. Yeah. It's actually a sick week on this show.
Oh yeah.
Our little Joe B right here, he's a sick little cat right now. So we're gonna talk about wrestling to make him feel a little bit better.
I've been sick like 5 times in the past couple months. I'm pretty sure like there's been a couple shows where you can hear it. You can hear it. But if you're listening
ever since I met you, because you're terrible, you suck.
Well, that was a little far. I'm actually going to turn my gain down a little bit.
Oh,
Talking a little loud. Oh, that's the wrong way.
I was kidding. Why would Why would I create a podcast with somebody who wasn't my best buddy?
That's true. That's true. And
right.
that's the truth.
It's true. It's damn true. So
it's true.
Let's go to what news you want to talk about first?
Well, let's talk about this. Since we talked about Alberto El Patron last week. Let's talk about Paige real quick. So there is.
Let's take a page out of last week's podcast.
By the way, this took forever to actually start recording.
Oh, and technical difficulties out the wazoo.
Out the wazoo. So we work extra hard to bring this to everybody.
Oh,
just thought I'd throw that out there. Anyways, so it looks like. According to the police, that Paige is being charged, oh wait, no, okay, I'm reading more about this now. So apparently, according to a dirt sheet,
live updates on the Joe and Shob Show.
According to a dirt sheet, I didn't see the according to a dirt sheet part, but take it with a grain of salt. But police officers have determined that Paige should be charged with battery with the whole Orlando thing, which is interesting.
Didn't she only just throw a drink in his face?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I guess you can't really. I guess there's no way to know. I don't know.
I mean, we weren't there, so it's not like we know.
Yeah,
I mean, we're just talking about dumb drama. It's not even worth talking about.
The only reason I brought it up is because if she does get charged, then she could very well get released.
Hey, and who doesn't want that?
I mean, I wish it wasn't. I wish it didn't have to come to this, but
Oh, I know, but if this is who she is, then she honestly just shouldn't be in the company. It's like, it's bad.
Alberto has ruined her. Anyways, good news. This is I'm really excited for this. This is this past week in NXT, the main event of the NXT Brooklyn 3 was announced. It's gonna be Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship.
Yeah, I'm excited for this too. I know Drew won't win the first match. Like, come on, we know he's not going to win the first match. Bobby's still got some time left in NXT, I feel like, as being champ. But we know Drew's going to be champ in time. So I think this is exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Someone who doesn't watch NXT, this is the main event. Someone who doesn't watch NXT is excited for.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? That's good. I don't watch NXT. You don't watch NXT either, actually. You only watch takeovers.
I keep up with it. Like, if there's like
going on,
I've been meaning to watch Bobby Fish versus Aleister Black because I read somewhere it was really good, and I like Aleister Black, and I want to watch that. But what I don't understand is you have NXT, right? And we've talked about issues with it before, but I feel like it's more the case now where they have so many good guys, but not enough like really like high level guys. Like you have Aleister Black, Drew McIntyre, Cassius Ohno, Hideo, even Bobby Roode, Roderick Strong, all these guys, Killian Dane, Eric Young, they're all really good, but they're all like literally in the same tier. So the contendership, like your idea of a ranking system, like, cause I feel like that's what we do, right? Whenever, like when AJ Styles beat John Cena, we're like, oh, he's next in line for the title. But in NXT, you don't really have that, you know, cause Aleister Black is undefeated. He's been in NXT longer than Drew McIntyre, I believe, and yet he didn't even get a number one contendership match. And that kind of messes with you. Like it's Killian Dane and Drew McIntyre. Like that kind of messes with you a little bit. And I don't know how I feel about that. But I mean, I guess we're getting good matches, so they shouldn't be that upset. Just a little.
Yeah, I feel like Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre are like just a tier, maybe above everybody else.
Yeah, but then you still have everyone else in the same down below. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Hideo Itami's up there too, but like
he lost though.
They're gonna. Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not, you know, gonna at least be in contention again one day, or maybe not be in NXT.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I look through the glass. I don't have much of an opinion on these things because I don't watch them all the time. I only watch the takeovers basically because I'm like, I get hyper pay-per-views. I'm like, oh, I'll watch the takeover the day before. It's hard not to watch it because it's only 5 a year.
Yeah, and takeovers are always good too. Like you know what you're getting.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to this match. I think Bobby Roode's still got time left in the tank as NXT champion, and he beat Shinsuke multiple times. I'm not worried that he's going to win, at least this time around. And eventually, we're looking at Bobby Roode coming down to NXT, the main roster, and we'll see what he's got. But I think Drew Galloway is going to be not Galloway, McIntyre is going to be fucking, what culture's ruined me, man.
Oh, man.
But yeah, this is a good story. It's a lot better than the Page story. You have wrestling to look forward to. What's the other matches on that card?
Don't know yet. I think it's Asuka and Ember Moon though.
We don't,
which could be interesting. I don't know.
Probably Ember Moon might win that one. Asuka's been in NXT for so long.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know.
She's got to go eventually, you know.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be the one to beat her though. That's the only thing.
I think Ember Moon might be able to do it. I mean, why would they have turned her heel?
Yeah, I think she's the
Asuka.
Yeah, I think she's the Ember's like the biggest one that could.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Asuka's still bigger than her. So.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree. And since Asuka's bigger than her, Asuka will be the one to go to the main roster and not Ember Moon.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. What do you remember? Umaga.
I did. He had the Donald Trump match in WrestleMania 23. Bobby Lashley. He had a big Samoan tattoo. He's a big, crazy, ugly guy in the Anoa'i family.
You remember his manager?
Died at a young age, sadly.
Yeah, he did. That's a shame.
I do not remember his manager. Who was his manager?
Armando Estrada.
Who's that?
Well, apparently he came up with the idea of talking smack years ago.
Why is that?
He's just making this big stink online. I came up with talking smack years ago. They stole it from me.
But there was like no network. Where would it have gone?
I think they were like
people
planning
talking at
the
a table.
network. Yeah. I don't know.
In 2007?
2011.
It wouldn't have worked back then. There was like streaming services were dead, like or in infancy, if they even existed. YouTube was 2 years old.
This is in 2011, I think.
I don't know. Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
Even then, it's hard to believe. Like even Netflix wasn't even like huge back then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways,
that is ridiculous to hear. But oh man, I guess
just love
Estrada's a big old genius.
I just love those stories about crazy former employees saying, I came up with that, or Ryback is the king of that, apparently. So I just love talking about that. That's funny to me.
Oh, Ryback's like, oh, I was the most over thing of 2013. Yeah, I was. You can't deny that.
Ryback.
I was the most over thing of 2013.
Hey,
I don't think
Ryback was
ever most
originally
over
supposed
thing
to.
ever.
Ryback was originally supposed to be Kurt Angle's son, so
Really?
no, he's probably going to say that
like,
though.
I understand. You're transitioning. Who
Yeah.
was Kurt
Well,
Angle's
now-
son, and what was Kurt Angle's secret?
Well,
Why would you set up for a transition and then not pick it up?
I don't know. It was an unintentional transition.
Hey, so if you were to decide who the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle was, who would you choose in the current WWE?
I would choose. Well, you know, a lot of people are saying Chad Gable, but I would probably choose Jason Jordan more. I feel like he needs it more.
Yeah, Jason Jordan. I know it sounds weird. I think Jason Jordan looks more like Kurt Angle than Chad Gable does. I don't care about skin color.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, their build is like nearly exactly the same. Chad Gable's a little bit shorter, and has like the long hair. It's just a different look. Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan. Change Jason Jordan to like just a white dude in his 40s with a big neck, and same guy.
Yeah, I mean, Jason
At
Jordan.
least that's what I feel.
Yeah, Jason Jordan wasn't in our top 100 wrestlers, but he's still very good, and I'm curious to see where he goes. Honestly,
our top 100 wrestlers was the list to watch. That is the definitive top 100 wrestlers list that you can get on the internet. Make sure you watch that. It is a spine buster from 100 to 0.
You'll be. It's a knee slapper. It's a knee slapper.
So, what are your general reactions to Kurt Angle? What did you think his announcement would be? Let's just say that.
I thought that most likely it was going to be some kind of thing with Triple H and Corey Graves, like maybe that him and Stephanie had like an affair years and years ago, or I don't know. I really didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. But as far as general reactions to the actual news of Jason Jordan, I didn't really mind it. I think it's kind of weird to have like an illegitimate child storyline in 2017. I think that's a little weird because we generally don't have these kind of things anymore. You know, you read about stuff from the Ruthless Aggression era, and you know, we have a lot of stuff like that with, you know, like this storyline. But in that way, I think it's kind of like new and refreshing to see something like this. So yeah, and I mean, to everyone who's overwhelmed, like, we need to see how it plays out first. You know, Jason Jordan, he's a good wrestler so far. He's doing well, and you know, they pulled out some emotional faces there, some tears. They were hugging each other, and it's like, oh man, Kurt Angle touched him on the head. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was solid. They didn't waste any time either. The segment was really short, which I was surprised by. But you know what?
Yeah, it didn't have like any payoff. Like, they just announced it and they hugged, and that was really it. They didn't have like a moment, and like no one came out and like reacted to it. Like, it just happened. My only concern is, on paper, I'm like, this is weird for modern WWE just because it's so different what we usually see. Like, oh, Kurt Angle has an illegitimate son, and oh, it's going to tarnish his Olympic. Like, this is so fake, or it could be most likely fake, that it's just weird. And I'm just curious, how long are they going to keep this a thing? Like, will this remain for a long time, or if it doesn't work, will be something that they brush off to the side in a few years?
I don't see them getting rid of it. I mean, they're committed now. They got to do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But there are some things that, you know, they'll just brush off to the side if they want to change storylines or change characters or gimmicks. Like, Edge and Christian used to be brothers, and that was totally thrown away. Like, stuff like that.
Used to be vampires too.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, I guess, Jason Jordan has all to gain from this. I mean, obviously, but is he like going to be his Like he's his general manager, so you can't really manager him. I want to know like what will happen from this. Like obviously this is to push Jason Jordan. And I don't know. And what does Chad Gable get from this? I actually thought of it. And so have a lot of people on the internet. Shelton Benjamin should come back and do American Alpha with Chad Gable. How great would that be?
That would be awesome. I don't even know. I don't know what happened to Shelton Benjamin after his injury. I don't know. Because apparently he's cleared to return, but I haven't heard anything from him. So
I was guessing maybe they were saving it. And if they are saving it, that is a spot. That is a great spot because not having American Alpha kind of sucks.
We also need tag teams.
That is the big sad part about this is that now American Alpha isn't a thing. And I'm sure Jason Jordan will be great on his own, but he also kind of feels like he'll just be one of those vanilla baby faces where, like some baby faces are like really exciting and they're really good at entertaining the crowd, but then there's like the vanilla baby faces, and we haven't really seen, other than wrestling ability of Jason Jordan has it to do that.
Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but Apollo Crews wasn't Kurt Angle's son. Okay.
I wasn't only talking about Apollo Crews.
No, I know what you mean, but I'm saying Jason Jordan has a big crutch on him already, being in this big storyline with Kurt Angle. So if he fails, it has to be like, it's got to be pretty hard to fail.
Yeah,
I feel
they just got to book him right. I don't know how they're going to book him. I thought this was going to have to do with Angle having a match at SummerSlam, and I still want to see that, but it looks like they're not setting that up because SummerSlam is a month out.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a shame, if you know what I'm saying. Hey. Transition City. Did you hear about Shane McMahon in the helicopter?
I did, yeah.
That was scary. Were you scared?
No, because by the time I heard about it, he was already safe.
Oh. Well, I was still scared for him in the moment. I put myself in the shoes of him at the moment. I said,
you didn't even know it was happening.
Oh, I knew. I was there in the moment.
You're Ryback. You were there in the helicopter.
No. What? I found out he was okay, and then I thought about how it was when it was happening, and then I was like, oh no, I hope he's okay. I was scared for him in the moment.
Did he jump out of the helicopter into the ocean through the announce table?
That's what most people were saying, but since I was living there in the moment with them, and no, that didn't happen.
Did you watch the news interview thing with them? Like after they were interviewing the both of them after they got out. Do you see that?
I did not, but it does sound like something I should watch.
It's kind of funny.
Scary. Oh, they made it funny. Okay.
No, well, like there was
funny than emergency helicopter landings. So.
No.
I'm kidding.
Not that part isn't funny, but like the funny part was they're interviewing him and Shane was like, yeah, pilot. I think his name's Mario. He remained calm, so I stayed calm. We landed in the water and we were perfectly fine. Everything worked out. And then the news guy's like, wait, aren't you Vince McMahon's son? And he's like, yes, I am.
Wait, so this was like a local news?
Yeah, I think so.
Aren't you Vince McMahon? I'm surprised people know Vince McMahon.
I mean, he's very rich.
Yeah?
Hey, he was in the Oval Office, so.
Oh, recently too, yeah. That is.
Yeah, so.
Very weird.
He's also part of that horrible meme.
What meme?
That threatening meme. The Trump CNN meme. This is a horrible, threatening meme.
Oh, okay. But they covered his face, so most people won't even know. People are just like, Trump's beating up CNN. It's the same thing.
I'm surprised they didn't, when they were talking to Shane, I'm surprised they didn't say, is your dad CNN in that meme?
Are you the son of CNN? Well, I'm glad he's okay. Yeah. It's a scary situation, but he is all right. We still have a commissioner of SmackDown. Otherwise, his son probably would have had to become the commissioner of SmackDown.
Chad Gable.
No, yeah, Chad Gable. Do we even need commissioners? Like, we need GMs. Do we need commissioners?
WWE loves their authority figures.
Yeah. Right now, there isn't one on Raw other than Kurt Angle, which is nice. I mean, I know Stephanie is the commissioner, but she hasn't been here for months.
She'll be back. She'll be back very soon. It's guaranteed.
It's been, at least over almost 4 months, so that's at least nice.
Yeah.
I don't hate Stephanie, but I hate Stephanie.
It's just her and Well, probably less Triple H because ever since like WrestleMania 32, he's been more like he shows up in his like jeans and his shirt. You know, he doesn't show up in his suit anymore, and every week and begin Raw with an authority promo. But the thing about Stephanie is she walks the line of face and heel so much, and it's really annoying. Like she did the Women's Revolution. She introduced all three of those, and then when McFoley and her were being a team, she'd be like, "What a great idea, Mick!" And then when Mick wasn't there, she'd be like, "Oh, Mick sucks."
Yeah.
Or like
that whole like feud dynamic sucked.
And we know kayfabe isn't really like kayfabe's not really protected anymore, so we know that she's actually like a nice person.
I mean, the company is actively using her as like a head to market like their charitable contributions and such, and their drives that they do, and she's always there. So it's kind of hard to believe that like a really mean person is supposed to be like so charitable, because that's complete opposite characteristics.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. And plus, you know, you have like the Facebook Live WrestleMania tour. Let's show you around the WrestleMania tour where all you fans can come check it out. Let's show you around. Oh, look at me, I'm so nice. It's like
I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah, they do it every year, and it's hilarious. It's really cringy.
Oh, poor.
The best thing they had, I don't know if I mentioned the show. The best thing they had was a cardboard cutout of Triple H, and he's just pointing to the right, and you can stand next to him and act like you just like
debut. That's great.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. But yeah, like I know that was a weird tangent, and I don't know why I made it, but basically what I'm saying is Stephanie, you don't know if she's good or bad. You just don't know. You just don't.
Yeah. And we have one big, actually very, very big piece of news. I argue it's probably the biggest of the week as far as we're talking about the actual landscape of wrestling. One of the biggest figures in at least wrestling / championship fighting and
combat sports.
Big sweaty men. Let's say the big sweaty men side of sports. This is easily one of the biggest figures of all time. His name is Brock Lesnar, current Universal Champion. It's been rumored that he is potentially wanting to make a return in UFC, even though he retired last year. He was suspended for a year, and he said, "Oh, fuck that!" And instead, he retired. So if he unretired, he would have to do more of the suspension whenever he came unretired. I'm like, oh, great idea. Anyways. He's the current Universal Champion, and actively shopping himself for a different company sounds a little bit interesting. I think it'll definitely change their plans as far as WrestleMania 34 goes. And potentially this could have kayfabe implications, and maybe him dropping the belt at SummerSlam. What do you think?
Well, I think he would have dropped it anyway. I think he would drop it to Samoa Joe no matter what. But this is true though that this could change a lot of landscape things and stuff like that. But I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's only leaving because he's scared of maybe having to face Jinder Mahal.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I was waiting for you to say.
Brock fears the Maharaja.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Modern day
Maharaja. Sorry.
Yeah, but even then, this is crazy news. He was suspended because he used drugs in his last match. He's 40, and just a return to UFC. I thought maybe he would just ride off into the sunset, just wrestling a few matches a year in WWE, making just as much money doing less, which we obviously know you do less. I mean, it's scripted wrestling versus actually trying to beat a guy up. But wow, I wouldn't be too mad to see him go. Like I like Brock Lesnar. I don't love him though, so I don't think it would really affect me much. If it makes it so the main event of WrestleMania 34 isn't Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, I'm all for it. But otherwise, I hope the best for him. Like he's the kind of guy who just does whatever he wants. His return's been for over 5 years now, which has been 2.5 times as long as the first time he was in the WWE. I think he's had a good run, and if he wants to go, he can go.
Yeah. I'm kind of sick of Brock Lesnar in the title picture. That's the only thing I'm sick of. Yeah, I still like, watching a Brock Lesnar match with a new guy or something like that. It's a good, makes the other guy look good most of the time. And it's exciting to see. So in that respect, I would miss him in that. I would miss him there, but I'm kind of sick of him being the main champion. But, if there was a fatal 4-way, I didn't think he would win anyway.
Oh, yeah. I don't think. If there was a fatal 4-way, which it potentially looks like there may be, I don't think he would win either. He had a run. I mean, and he had some great moments, great matches. And if this is the end for him in WWE, maybe he'd have one more match after a comeback. As I don't really see this being his retirement. He could probably come back in like 2 or 3 years again and be like, hey, I want to suplex some people again. Make some money. I mean, I'm sure he'll do it. He never sticks for something for really, really long. He likes to just be like, I'm Brock Lesnar. I'm going to do this thing now.
I mean, I think it's interesting. Whenever he re-signed, remember when he re-signed in 2015, right before WrestleMania, because everyone was like, oh, Roman's going to lose, or Roman's going to win because Brock Lesnar's contract's up. And he might sign with UFC. And then he announced like a week before on ESPN, he's like, hey, to re-sign with WWE, I'm an entertainer first, blah, 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 blah. And then everyone's like, oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah, I wasn't big on wrestling news back then, so I can't say I really remember that very well. I mean, I think I kind of do, but sometimes news like drips into kayfabe. And I think that is going to happen here personally. I think it's almost inevitable that he's going to be dropping it soon personally. And I wouldn't mind it too much. If Samoa Joe has a run and Brock it looks really good and drops it to him, I think that's what should happen because that sounds good to me, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Actually, my dad wants to tell the world who his favorite wrestler is. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Oh, yeah. The modern day Maharaja.
Thank you. We've been watching SmackDown recently.
I love how he didn't know, so you had to whisper. Wait, who's your favorite wrestler? Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja. As if we didn't hear.
Well, I put him right on the spot.
I'm sure in his heart of hearts he knew who his favorite wrestler was.
Yeah,
how couldn't he?
I don't know. That was so spontaneous. I was just like,
he said it perfectly. I mean, he knew who his favorite wrestler was.
Yeah. No hints.
No hints. Isn't there someone else with you? What's that person's favorite wrestler?
Kayfabe Joe doesn't have anyone else here.
Oh,
hey, it's okay. Kayfabe Joe, come up. Hey, who's your favorite wrestler? I think she's asleep. Never mind.
All right. I have somebody else in the room too, smuggled in the back. I'm gonna go get him real quick. Hey, what's your favorite wrestler? Joe sucks. Oh, who said that?
Hang on. Wait. You looked right at him, and they said Joe sucks, and you said, "Who said that?"
Don't pay attention to what I say. Pay attention.
Even though you were the one who said both of them. Even though, hypothetically, if you were trying to pass off as somebody else saying it, you looked right at them and then said, "Who said that?" That's all I'm saying.
I only heard their voice. I don't know what they said. I mean, I looked at them.
You mean you don't know what they said? They said Joe sucks.
Oh, did they? That's so mean.
How else would you? You knew that because you said what? Who said that immediately after they said it?
What? How about Raw and SmackDown, baby? Just generally, these are pretty. not very great weeks for wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, I will say that as far as Raw and stuff goes, yeah, and it's a more decent show than the worst ones we've gotten, you know?
I feel like going into Raw, I was like, okay, I want to see Roman versus Samoa Joe in the main event, and I want to see what happens with Kurt Angle. But, you know, you're like, okay, what else are they going to give me other than that? That's all they gave you this week, sadly. You thought you'd get like a whole show. No, you really only got those 2 moments. And the sad parts were, as good as Roman versus Samoa Joe was, I mean, I wanted it to happen, but the exact thing that we thought would happen did happen, and it was good. But since we knew it was going to kind of happen, our like shock and awe wasn't as much there. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, but like, yeah, pretty much. This was a very much besides the Kurt Angle thing, like a continuing storyline sort of show. Like, you know, Finn and Elias Sampson, they had their thing, which ended awesome, by the way, with a guitar shot.
That guitar shot was great.
There was a really good Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins segment to start off the show. You know, you had your Big Cass and Big Show rivalry continue. You had your Revival Hardy's Revival rivalry continue. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Yeah, you know, nothing like new here. But that's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
What are you thinking right now about the Seth and Dean feud? What do you think is going to come out of that?
You know, I really don't know, but I would love to see Dean turn heel. It needs to happen.
Do you think Dean is just tired of trying to trust Seth so he turns on him to be like, how does it feel? This is what you did to me.
Honestly, it just makes, I don't know why they haven't capitalized on this sooner with Dean. Dean is, excuse me. Dean, it's part of his character where he just can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I guess he trusted Roman for a while, but like not anymore, I don't think. And even then, you know, they still were on shaky ground after a while. But like, it's part of Dean's character where once he got taken out of the Shield, or once Seth Rollins betrayed the Shield and everything, Dean was left on his own, and now he can't trust anybody. So if Seth Rollins is a good guy now, it makes complete sense for Dean to not want to join up with him and turn heel. It makes complete sense. It's one of those heel turns that fits perfectly into his character arc.
My favorite part about this is one of my favorite feuds. Not trying to overreact or make this any bigger than it is. One of my last few favorite feuds the last few years was Seth versus Dean back in 2014. And if they could turn the tables and have Seth be the face and Dean be the heel and kind of do some different stuff with it, I would love to just see it again. It's a few years later and have an ongoing story. I think this is great for both of them because Seth really didn't have somebody who was like a perfect adversary for him as a villain. And Dean really, I don't know what he was doing. And I think this is great for both of them, and I would really like to see that happen storyline wise.
Yeah, they have good chemistry, and I feel like if we're talking about their singles runs, I feel like that feud in 2014 is like when I was most into both of them as singles guys.
Definitely.
So I think they can bring out the best in each other, and yeah, I feel like they could both do both of them a lot of favors. But I think they know that. I don't think they're just going to feud with the Miz Taraj and call it a day. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to see that personally. Not at all. I think this would be great for both of them because there is a deep-rooted like history for both these characters as far as the storyline goes, and it's just a continuation. And it's better than the rut that they were kind of to an extent in. So I say, do it. Do it. Do
it. Oh my God, it's the Emperor. Yeah, they're both. They're both in a rut, definitely, and they need to get out.
Get out. What's that from?
The movie Get Out.
Oh, like when they told you to get out of here. We don't want you in the movie anymore.
Get out of the movie.
Get out of the movie. It's over. All right. So as far as that goes, we already talked about Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan. Enzo and Cass had more stuff going on. It was basically exactly as you predicted in the last few weeks of the show. Enzo is going to be using Cass. Enzo's going to be using Big Show as his weapon to get back at Cass. But I think in the end, it looks like Cass is going to overcome Big Show. And it looks like they're going to be feuding. But yeah, I think Big Cass is going to beat Big Show, and it'll be his way of like cementing himself as the new big guy in the company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, Big Cass still is a little like weird for me. I still don't know what his character, like what they're trying to do. Like, what's his character? So far, we just know he's kind of like Enzo, I'm tired of you.
I still think it's in like the new area where you can still forgive it because they're trying to work with it. But I guess before he was just a big guy from New York, and now he's gonna have to be more than just a big guy from New York.
Agreed.
Can they do it?
It's not gonna cut it.
So, we don't know that though. So, watching is what we'll have to do. I'm hoping for the best because I like Big Cass. And I think he could maybe do it. So, I don't know. It looks like Enzo is way more over with the audience. He is such a good face. And honestly, they should just accept that Enzo is not really a wrestler and just have him not be a wrestler and have him do stuff like on the mic for other people or for himself. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really
I think you...
What'd you say?
Yeah. No, I think you kind of had to have Big Cass versus Enzo, though. I feel like you kind of had to have that match.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, you kind of have to, I guess.
Him taking up a spot in the Royal Rumble was stupid.
He was in the Royal Rumble and instantly eliminated. Poor guy. I mean...
What's funny is Big Cass, I think, was like number 1, so we were all like, oh, Big Cass coming in, and, Enzo's going to the back. He's not coming out. And then he came out late, very late in the match, and it's like, oh my God, that was a waste.
That was really weird too. I just didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
What else happened on the Raw?
Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor started their feud.
Oh yeah, thankfully that match had to end that way.
Yeah, that was cool though. I liked the guitar shot. That was good. They only showed it 1 million times though, so I might have to watch it a couple more times. But, yeah.
They literally showed it over and over and over again. And I thought this feud was dead. And they're still doing a no disqualification match next week. Looks like Bray may interfere. Hopefully that is the case because Elias Sampson is not somebody I'm interested in. Someone as important as, Finn Balor having to face. I feel like it's kind of a step down for him. He doesn't deserve that. At least in my opinion,
Yeah. Do you call him Elias Sampson or Elias Sampson?
In my head, I call him Samson.
With a P?
Without a P.
Oh, I've been calling him Sampson.
I think it's Samson.
Yeah, it's just Samson. I've been calling him Samson.
I mean, it's hard to notice if you're saying it fast.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
I didn't even notice, so you're okay. Actually, no, you suck. You suck. You're really bad.
I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, he shouldn't be feuding with Finn Balor. Finn Balor is way too important for this guy. But that's not to say that Elias can't get over with the crowd. He's got a good thing going for now. We got to wait and see if they keep it going. But a feud with Finn I don't think it's the way to go. I think a feud with like R-Truth is the way to go.
Oh. Yeah.
No, like to get him over, to like just get him one up on somebody. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
Not that I want more R-Truth on my TV.
Oh man, you racist?
No, I don't like R-Truth.
Oh.
Why do you say that every time I say I don't like R-Truth?
I mean, that honestly, most people would that would be the first thing they'd say. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Hey, I like the Titus brand.
Titus brand's awesome, baby. Okay. So you're not racist. Okay, good. You redeemed yourself, you racist, you alt-right fucker.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like Jason Jordan, which means I don't like any. I don't like white or black.
You don't like Jason Jordan? The way you suck, man. That's so rude. All right. Raw. I don't. There was women's stuff that happened on Raw. I think Bayley got a pin on Alexa Bliss this week. That was kind of a haze because that was a moment when I was watching Raw and I was so not interested in what was going on that I was like watching the TV, but I was like, huh, okay. Did Bayley pin Alexa Bliss?
Yeah, it was kind of a blur, but I just really wasn't interested in the match. After it lasted longer than the 30 seconds I predicted, then I was kind of just like, oh, well, all right, well,
I think they're trying to bring Bayley and not make her suck now, but like it just feels a little too late, and now it's like not even believable.
So next week they're having Sasha Banks versus Alexa, or for Sasha Banks versus Bayley, number one contender spot.
And
I think there's more of a chance of Bayley going heel here than there is Sasha going heel.
Really? Yeah, maybe. I hope it's just a triple threat. Because I don't want to see either of the one-on-one matches because I just don't want to. I don't know, Sasha versus... We got one-on-one matches with both of these people against Alexa already, and just, I don't care. Give me a triple threat, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like it's time to switch to the women's champion on Raw. I like Alexa, but I think her run hasn't been great.
Yeah, it has been great, sadly. Maybe not entirely her fault, because no one on Raw, as far as the women's going, have been good at all.
True. Very true.
Man, it's our true.
What are the chances that Carmella cashes in?
On Alexa Bliss. Let's see.
Yes. They're both going to be at SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, 0. That'd be way too clever for them.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather Alexa champion than Naomi champion.
Oh, always. Yeah.
Dang it, I'm racist.
You're racist again. No, you just know that Alexa Bliss is extremely attractive, right? That's it. This is the worst podcast of all time.
I honestly think Alexa, Naomi and Alexa's reigns have both been so bad.
Yeah, maybe that's why women's TV has been pretty bad right now.
I'm gonna put Alexa because of how many bad segments she's been in like really matches, and Naomi because she's like never on TV, and when she is, she just goes feel the glow, and we don't know is the glow a good thing or a bad thing. We don't know.
I don't know. Have we felt the glow? Have we felt the glow?
Because
I don't know, dude.
Her shirt says "Feel the glow," and she tells everyone that they're feeling the glow. My fans are feeling the glow. But then she on Twitter, she's like, "Go glow yourself" and stuff. And it's like, what is glow a good thing?
Glow yourself. What?
Yeah,
I don't want to glow myself. That sounds like blow myself. And you know what? I don't want to blow myself. I'll have other people do that. Fuck you.
But is it a good thing? Is glow a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, would I want to get glowed? No, I'm going to go with no. I don't want to get glowed. It's a bad thing.
Dude, I'd get glowed for enough money.
I mean, I'd let Alexa glow me. I can't fucking believe I just said that.
She just like shows up and she's wearing like a glow in the dark leotard. And it's like,
stop.
This is
no,
what
stop. You have to stop talking. Yeah, you have to. Stop talking. Oh.
This is what you meant.
This is getting way too into my head. I'm creating mental images of this. It's getting bad. I'm starting to like imagine it happening, and I'm like, maybe part of me likes it, but maybe I shouldn't talk. Whatever. See you guys later.
I don't know, man. That's what Naomi's catchphrase does to you.
Yeah, I would let Alexa glow me.
You don't even know what it means. Moving on.
I said that. Anyway.
Yeah, Hardy's and Revival was good. It was pretty much storyline progression. Like Revival getting a 1-up win here. The club was watching in the back.
I'm sure they were.
I love how like they showed him watching it, but like then you said that and I'm like, oh yeah, they haven't been booked anything good in so long that they probably were actually just watching it in the back. Like, oh god, what are we doing here? Let's go back to Japan.
I think they just go, oh, we make money for our family. I guess that's cool. I honestly,
We get to wrestle in America. That's cool.
I mean, they won the tag champs. Just move them to Raw already. Holy shit.
SmackDown.
Yeah, that one. Nah, not the one.
Trade them to
Not the
SmackDown.
one they're already on.
Yo, wait.
How about
Raw got Jason Jordan, so why not send the club to SmackDown?
Ooh, you're a smart kid, aren't you? Who made you that smart? Not me. I didn't raise you that well.
Not me. But yeah, that was it. The Revival stole the Young Bucks passport and bag.
The Young Bucks did. Did they in like WB kayfabe? They did that.
No. Well, I think one of them, I don't remember which one, tweeted that they lost their passport in a bag with $4,000 in it. And then one of the Revival tweeted like, "Yo, I have this bag and this passport for sale for $4,000. Who wants it?"
That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
But yeah, that was Raw. Pretty decent episode. Yeah, Braun Strowman
Interfered,
beat up Roman,
as we thought.
Samoa Joe.
The show just ended. The show just ended with him doing that, and it was like there was no fallout. It just happened, and the show ended. So we're gonna see the fallout next week.
They teased Samoa Joe. Like Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe were fighting each other too. So I'm sure a fatal 4-way.
Oh yeah, everyone was fighting each other. It was no holds barred as far as that goes. He tee he.
Speaking of that, though, these three guys on Raw, Roman, Braun, and Samoa Joe, are so unlike everyone else. I think I mentioned it a little bit last week, but they're so unlike everyone else on the roster that it's unbelievable. Like, they're the only three guys who are really, like, stick out to me.
Explain.
Like, it's not like, oh, he's a good guy, oh, he's a bad guy, oh, he's gonna cheat to win, oh, he's not. Like, it's like I feel like there's more layers to them, like as far as character goes. Maybe not Roman because he's been booked so bad, but even current Roman, I think, has enough layers to him. But like Braun, yeah, he's a bad guy, but he's awesome. People love him. He says, "I'm not finished with you," and he's obsessed with hurting Roman Reigns and like destroying him. Samoa Joe, we saw from those promos before Great Balls of Fire, he's got a lot to prove, and we learned a lot about his character, and I feel like no one else on Raw has stuck out to me, like, in that way. Like, no groundbreaking guys and performances and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm going to say that... All right, cut this. I'm going to say that Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman, my favorite guys on Raw right now. Just, they're the most entertaining. Samoa Joe's probably my favorite guy in the company right now, if I'm being honest. And
whoa, it's big.
I think we're ready for a big old push for him, and I think Raw's doing good as far as top of the card goes. They just need some reworking and shuffling for the middle parts. They're in a transition, it feels like.
Yeah, I think SmackDown could use one or two main event guys from Raw. If I'm being honest.
Maybe, dude.
Maybe.
It's Maybelline.
Speaking of SmackDown, this was pretty much another nothing episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, actually. Like, not bad. It was just pretty... You could miss it and not... What does it matter? They did the classic... Oh,
I missed it.
We'll interlace feuds and in a tag team match. Okay. So nothing really happens there. And I mean, this is a go home show, so stuff probably should happen. Like, right? It should happen.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't.
Not excited for Battleground in the slightest. Not gonna lie.
I want to watch the flag match because I want to see how it ends. I mean, the main event I only want to watch because it's Punjabi prison. Otherwise, I'd be like, no.
But what if it sucks?
I mean, it's going to be like House of Horrors where I won't be like watching it for like serious reasons.
But at least the House of Horrors was like edited.
Yeah, I don't know. You're trying to ruin my hype, man.
I'm just saying to be a little cautious.
Yeah.
Also,
and I mean, I think AJ Kevin is safe bet to be good at least.
Oh yeah. But also, actually, the thing I'm looking forward to most at Battleground, besides AJ Kevin, because I am looking forward to that, although I kind of wish it was like a no DQ stipulation on it.
Yeah.
Is Breezango in the tag team that attacked him? I think. I have a hunch. And I don't know if you want to hear it.
Tell me your hunch.
But I have a hunch. I think that it's Eric Rowan and Luke Harper.
Oh, okay. That would be
Because
good.
neither of them been on TV in a while, and they love putting those two back together all the time.
You know who has been on TV in a while? Dolph Ziggler. Apparently, people are saying they're going to have him off TV for a while and maybe reboot him a little bit.
I like that idea.
Yeah, that would be good for him. People are saying NXT, and I'm like, maybe not. I don't know.
I wouldn't do that, but I would definitely just why not book him against some like a Roderick Strong in NXT at an NXT takeover. Just do it. Don't need like you could basically pull Mickey James, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could just, Dolph Ziggler's going to face Roderick Strong at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. And it's like, whoa, that's awesome. And, he won't stay in NXT, but you can give him some matches down there. It'd be pretty cool.
Do you think they would totally change the character and, like, name him something else or just change how he is?
No, they wouldn't change anything about him.
Okay.
If they sent him to NXT?
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't change anything.
Okay, because that's what people are speculating.
No, he's not going to change his name. That's
He should change his name to Molf Niggler.
I hope.
Yeah, me too. Really don't actually. It was a joke. It was a big joke.
Yeah.
Sorry. Don't listen to me.
But yeah, I don't really. There are no other tag teams on SmackDown that could have attacked Breezango.
Other than the Ascension, baby.
No, they already said that they only came out of Money in the Bank because they wanted a match on the card.
Oh, that's pretty funny though. Let's be honest, that's pretty funny.
That was really funny, yeah. But
I honestly
really
don't
know
even
what
have
else.
anything to say about SmackDown.
I thought the tag match in the main event was stupid. I'm sick of tag matches.
I'm sick. That was the same exact thing as everything else has ever been. I don't know.
Last week we had a similar tag match with Cena and Rusev instead. And Randy Orton called Jinder Mahal jacked up. That's funny.
Yeah, potentially he is. Maybe he's not.
He probably is.
He probably is. Yeah.
If you see Jinder's Instagram story, he goes nuts in the gym. Okay, he goes nuts.
He does go to the gym. I'm not taking that away from him.
What do you think of Mike Kanellis' debut?
I thought he looked weird than I don't know. I wasn't super impressed. He has a hot wife. That's definitely what I should be talking about, right?
I feel like that's a lot of the appeal of his character.
I've heard a rumor that Maurice is potentially leaving the company within like the next half a year, and like they're gonna have this be like the couple. And the Miz Taraj is going to stay, and like Maurice will kind of phase out.
Interesting. I don't know if they'll do that. I could see him doing
because
that,
this
though.
is Mike and Maria is literally the same exact thing as Miz Maurice.
Yeah, I just think it's not going far enough. I think to get it over, maybe Mike is like more like whipped. Like Maria does exactly what he says, and if he's ever like, oh, I don't know, then Maria's like, hey, look at me, and he's like, oh, you're right, never mind, because he took her last name. I mean, come on, that's like a lot right there.
Yeah, I want it to be like annoying.
Oh yeah, it's not nearly annoying.
I was like, I know it sounds weird, but like, how else is it gonna like get over as being bad guys?
Like Elias Sampson's annoying, and people boo him all the time.
Yeah. Because no one wants to see that piece of crap Ellsworth. Oh, sorry, but...
Hey, I'm going to call you Ellsworth. I'm going to make you look like Ellsworth.
I'm going to make you look like Ellsworth. All right, I literally don't have anything else to say. We talked about news. That was the most we had to do.
Yeah. So question of the week. Did you have a question?
Oh, shit.
Because I feel like last week you said, hey, I have a question, but I'll save it. But I don't know.
You know what? I forgot. Do you have a question?
If you.
All right, here we go, baby.
I don't. Do you have one?
Oh, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, okay. if you could send one guy down to NXT, who would you send down?
What
Besides
any
like,
brand?
we're
right?
talking
any brand.
Yeah, we're talking like full. We're not talking what I just talked about with Dolph Ziggler. No, we're talking about like a full revamp. Like you're going down to NXT, you're gonna wrestle on TV, wrestle for the title, stuff like that.
At NXT.
Yes,
Completely different gimmick, different name, different everything.
Maybe not different like name and stuff, but like someone who could use some work that you need to send down there to get a revamp. Yes.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really good question. A really obvious one is Apollo Crews. To change anything and everything about him, sadly. Also Dolph Ziggler, sadly. Who else?
Why did Apollo kick Enzo in the head not that long ago? Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he kicked Enzo in the head. I'm like, oh, he turned heel, but then he didn't.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh.
Do you have an answer as far as who you would send down?
I do. Here's what I would do. I would send down. Let me get my. Well, on the main roster, I would probably send down. Oh man, now I'm stumped. All right, I'm gonna go 205 Live. I'm gonna send down TJP. I'm gonna send
I forgot
down
about those guys.
Drew Gulak. I'm going to send down Mustafa Ali, and I'm going to send down another cruiserweight that needs help.
Here, after that, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do they totally should they totally just ditch cruiserweights and just stop?
Just stop.
Like,
no,
just put them on the main card. Have them be regular wrestlers. Like, call them cruiserweights, but not have them have a brand or a show.
Yeah, I would. Well, no, I wouldn't ditch the division, and I wouldn't really ditch 205 Live. But all those guys I just mentioned, I think people are bored by them. They don't care about them in the slightest. So I would send them to NXT so people can care about them, and they can.
The only problem is no one cares about them because no one watches the show.
Well, when they show up on Raw, you should be like, oh, who are these guys? But instead you're like, oh, who are these guys?
Yeah, I guess.
And, you could maybe send Noam Dar down to, sadly, Rich Swann. I'd send all those guys down, right? I'm not kidding. I'd send all of them down. And you might be like, oh, hey, there's no what do you call it? There's no cruiserweights left. Yeah, well, I would bring up Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. I don't know if Eric Young is 205, but you could bring him up. Hideo Itami. I don't know who. Oni Lorcan. I'm just looking through the NXT list here. Pretty much all these cruiserweights from NXT are stuck in limbo that you can do so much more with. I would put them. I'd put them in 205 Live. And Eric Young is not 205. We can't do it. But all those other guys, I feel like they get more of a reaction. People would be more interested in watching the show if those guys are on the show regularly.
Yeah.
That's just my take.
I agree. I'm not sure I'd watch 205 Live only because it's just so much wrestling, but maybe it would cause me to tune in every now and then at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what you should. Yeah, that's what it should be. We should be like, oh,
205 Live, even no matter what, will never be a show. Like anyone's watching week to week.
Mm-hmm. You should at least want to watch the highlights on YouTube.
Yeah. So that was the Joe and Shob show. This was a very technically difficult episode.
We got it though. We got it. I thought it was a pretty good show.
I thought it was pretty good. We had some actual, even during the show, some delay. Honestly, it was pretty much a wreck for the first hour we were trying to film this. Even during it, some parts, I'm just glad we made it through. If there was anything odd about this episode as far as technically, we apologize. We'll be back swinging next week. You'll see the videos on YouTube. And make sure, if you're listening to this on Google Play, just understand that you can listen to this on Stitcher, and you can listen to this on iTunes. And you can watch us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at Joe and Shob Show.
Way to plug.
Nothing was
Nice
plugged
go.
in today, apparently, because none of our audio was working. See you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya. We're really good.